सूरठ महला पंजमा। करन करावन हर अंतर जामी, जन अपने के राखै। जय जयकार होत जग पीतर, शब्द गुरु रस चाखै। That Vaheguru, the one and only creator, the cause of causes, the inner knower, he's the searcher of hearts, and he preserves the honor of his disciples. His disciples are hailed and congratulated throughout the world, and they taste the sublime essence of the word of Guru Shabad. Prabhu ji teri ot kusai, तू समरथ सरन का दाता, आठ पहर तुम त्याई रहाओ। O Vaheguru, O my true master, I have sought refuge at your lotus feet. You are so powerful, you keep everyone at your holy feet through your grace. So I am reciting your true name all the 24 hours. Pause. जो जन भजन करे प्रभु तेरा, तिसै अंदेसा नाही। सतगुर चरण लगे पाओ मिटया, हर गुण गाए मन माही। O Vaheguru, such people who worship and remember you, they do not have any doubts or misgivings about your greatness. People who have taken shelter at Guru's lotus feet, they get rid of their fear complex about the cycle of births and deaths. Under Vaheguru's protection, they remember you and they inculcate your love in their hearts by singing your praises. Sukh Sehaj Anand Kanere, Satgur Diya Dilasa, जिण कर आए शोभा सेती, पूरन होई आसा। Such people who are blessed with Guru's grace and who are given enough strength, they attain all the comforts and bliss in the routine manner itself. They win the battle of life and they proceed to God's presence, their permanent home with flying colors, and they get all their desires fulfilled. Pura gur puri mat jaki, puran prabh ke kama, gur charani lag tereo pav sagar, jap nanak har har nama. The Guru is perfect and his understanding and message is also perfect, along with all his acts and functions on our behalf. O Nanak, we have been successful in this life and have crossed this ocean of life successfully by taking the support of Guru's lotus feet and by reciting true name. Surat Mahalla Panjama, भयो कृपाल दीन दुख पंजन, आपे सब भिद थाटी। खिन में राख लियो जनु अपना, गुरपुरै बेड़ी काटी। Vaheguru, who is the destroyer of all sufferings and who is the benefactor of all ordinary men, all poor and humble men, has enabled us to follow a good disciplined life. The perfect Guru has cut our chains, our bondage of worldly desires, and united us with himself, and Vaheguru has protected our interests all around. मेरे मन गुरु गोविंद सद त्याये, सगल कलेस मिटहे इस तन ते, मन चिंदिया फल पाये रहाओ। O my mind, let us remember the God always through the Guru's guidance and teachings, thus cutting short casting away all our sufferings and afflictions and attaining our cherished goals. Pause. जी जंत जाके सब कीने प्रभु चागम अपारा साध संग नानक नाम त्याया मुख उजल भय दरबारा. Vaheguru, who has created all the beings, big or small, is really the greatest and the noblest of all, whose greatness and vastness no one could gauge, as he is beyond our comprehension. O Nanak, the Guru-minded people who have recited God's true name in the company of holy congregations proceed to the God's court with flying colours, where they are received with open arms and great honor. Surat Mahalla Panjama Simro Apna Sai Dinas Ren Sad Tyai Haath de Jin Rakhe Har Naam Maharas Chakhe. We are always engaged in the recitation of God's true name and are engrossed day and night in His meditation. We partake of the nectar of true name of God, who has saved us with His protective care. Apne Guru par kurban bhai kirpal puran prabdate ji hoye mehirvan raha. I am always offering myself as a sacrifice to the Guru, through whose guidance the true God has bestowed His benevolence on us, along with other beings in the world. Pause. Nanak jan saranai, jin puran pej rakhai, sagle dukh mitai, sukh puncho mere pai. O Nanak, I, as a devotee, have sought refuge at the lotus feet of Vaheguru, who has saved our honor and who has cast away all our sufferings and ailments. O my brother, we are now enjoying the bliss of life by reciting God's true name. Surat Mahalla Panjama Suno Binanti Thakur Mere Ji Jant Tere Tare राख पैज नाम अपने की करन करावन हारे. O my true Master, I pray, listen to my prayers and requests. All the beings, big or small, in the universe have been created by you, and all are dependent on you for their sustenance. You are the cause and effect of all our actions, and you arrange everything on our behalf. Kindly protect and save the prestige of your true name and provide all of us your help. Prabhu jiyo khasmana kar pyare, bure bhale hum thare rahao. O dear God, may you help us in our hard times, whether we are good or bad, as we are your creatures and devotees belonging to you. Pause. Suni pukar samrath swami bandhan kaat saware pehar sir pao sevak jan mele nanak pragat pahare. That Almighty God and Master heard my prayer. He has removed all our shackles of bondage and has managed our functions properly. Vaheguru has enabled us to unite with Him by blessing us with the robe of honor for our worship of Vaheguru. Then such people have appeared fully responsible and with honor in the worldly arena of action and play. Surat Mahalla Panjama जी जंत सब वस कर दीने सेवक सब दरबारे अंगीकार कियो प्रभु अपने पावनिध पार उतारे संतन के कारज सगल सवारे दीन दयाल कृपाल कृपानिध Puran khasam hamare rahao. O Vaheguru, all the beings of the world have been brought under the control of your devotees, your saints, and then they became the slaves, workers who do all service of devotees. The people who are accepted to be seated in God's presence have been enabled to cross this ocean of life successfully. संतन के कारज सगल सवारे दीन दयाल कृपाल कृपानिध पूरन खसम हमारे रहाओ. O God benefactor, true master of all the humble and helpless people, you have helped to complete all the functions and chores of your devotees and saints. O fountainhead and ocean of grace and mercy, you are our perfect and merciful master who blesses us with his benevolence. Pause. आओ बैठ आदर सब थाई उन्नकत हूँ बाता भगत सिर पाओ दियो जन अपने परताप नानक प्रभ जाता. O Nanak, the God now accepts his devotees with honor in his presence, and they are received with respect and prestige everywhere, and they never suffer any losses or shortages. O true Master, such people who are bestowed with the robes of honor by you in the form of your worship and devotion, they have realized and understood your greatness and grandeur to some extent. Surat Mahla Noa Ik Onkar Satgur Prasad Reman Ram Syo Kar Preet श्रवण गोविंद गुण सुनो और गाओ रसना गीत रहाओ. O my mind, develop love and devotion for Vaheguru. Try to listen to the praises of God with your ears and sing his praises with your tongue. Pause. Kar sadh sangat simar madho hoye patit puneet काल बियाल जियो परियो डोले मुख पसारे मीत. O my mind, even the sinners get purified by remembering Vaheguru in the company of holy saints. O my friend, you should realize that the Yama, god of death, is roaming around you like a snake with its open mouth, so as to cause your death at a moment's notice or to devour you suddenly. आज काल फुन तोहे ग्रस है समझ राखो चीत कहे नानक राम भज ले जातो सर बीत. O dear friend, let us clearly understand and accept it that death will certainly take us in its fold any moment, today or tomorrow. O Nanak, let us remember the God at the earliest, as the valuable period of human life is passing away very fast and is coming to an end any moment. Surat Mahla Noma मन के मन ही माही रही नाहर भजे न तीरथ सेवे चोटी का गही रहाओ. Neither you have worshipped the God, nor you have served at the holy places of pilgrimage, the holy saints, and all the hopes and desires of the individual are left unfulfilled in the mind. In the meantime, the god of death catches hold of man from his top lock of hair, and finally that man dies. Pause. Dara meet put rath sampat tan puran sab mahi avar sagal mithyaye jano bhajan ram ko sahi. Spouse, friends, children, other relatives, including all the elephants, horses, chariots, they are all false, unreal, and the earth is full of wealth, including the household articles. All these things are transient and false, except the God's true name, which is true. फिरत फिरत बहुते जुग हारियो, मानस दे लही, नानक कहत मिलन की बरियार, सिमरत कहा नहीं. O mortal, you have lost all the time, been wandering in this world for ages in different forms of life, and now you have been given this human life with great difficulty. O Nanak, why do you not remember the Vaheguru? This is the only chance given to you for uniting with him. Surat Mulai मन रे कौन कुमत तैलीनी परदारा निंदया रस रचियो राम भगत ने कीनी रहा. O my mind, where have you taken this wrong advice and bad mentality of yours? You are always engrossed either in the love of others' beauty and someone's wealth, or slandering of others, and have never engaged yourself in remembrance and worship of Vaheguru. Pause. Mukat panth janyo tainahan, tan joran ko taya, ant sang kahu nahi dina, birtha bandhaya. You have never realized true knowledge or understood the path of salvation. In fact, you have been running around only in collecting wealth. You do not appreciate that at the time of death, neither your relatives nor money will come to your rescue, and everything will be left behind. You have in fact unnecessarily attached yourself to worldly bondage. ना हर भजियो ना गुरजन सेवियो, नह उपजियो कछ ज्ञाना, कट ही माहे निरंजन तेरे, तै खोजत उद्याना. O my mind, neither you have worshipped that Vaheguru, nor have you rendered any service to the holy saints, with the result that your inner self has not been enlightened with knowledge. The God abides within your heart, whereas you have been roaming around the jungles in search of him. बहुत जन्म परमत तै हारियो, अस्थिर मत नहीं पाई, मानस दे पाए पद हर पज नानक बात बताई. You have wandered around through many births. You are exhausted, but you have still not found a way out of this endless cycle. Now that you have obtained this human body, meditate on God's feet. O Nanak, this is the right advice. Surat Mahalla Noma, Man re Prabh ki saran bicharo, जय सिमरत गन कासी उधरी, ताको जस उर तारो रहा. O my mind, think of taking refuge at the lotus feet of Vaheguru, with whose service and recitation of whose true name even Ganka, the prostitute, had attained salvation. You should inculcate the love of the recitation of Vaheguru's praises in your heart. Pause. Atal bhayo through jaake simran, aur nirbhay pad paya, dukh harta eh bid ko swami, तै काहे बिसराया. Why have you forgotten that Vaheguru, who is the destroyer of all sins and sufferings, the God with whose meditation the saint through attained self-realization and attained the state of equipoise, free from all effects of fear complex from God of death, which has been forgotten by you. जब ही शरण गही कृपा निध गज गराहते छूटा मेहमान नाम कहा लो पर न राम कहत बंधन तहे टूटा. Just as the elephant caught by the crocodile had lost all hope of survival, but on remembering Vaheguru, all his bondage by the captor was removed by taking the support and shelter at God's feet, the fountainhead of all hope and the ocean of grace. How could I explain or sing the praises of Vaheguru as his true name, as the elephant got himself freed from the captor with the support of true name? अजामल पापी जग जाने निमख माहि निस्तारा नानक कहत चेत चिंता मन तै भी उतरह पारा. Ajamal, known throughout the world as a sinner, was redeemed in an instant. O Nanak, let us meditate on that Vaheguru, the benefactor of all our cherished goals, so that we may cross this ocean of life successfully. Surat Mahalla Noma Prani Kaun Ubhao Kare Jagte Pagat Ram ki Pave Jam ko tras hare Rahao. What means or efforts should this human being adopt so as to attain Vaheguru's devotion and love and cast away the fear complex of the Yama, the god of death? Pause. कौन करम विद्या कहो कैसी धर्म कौन फुन करे कौन नाम गुर जाके सिमरै भव सागर को तरे. O Vaheguru, what is the job or function to be performed by this person? What education or knowledge should this person gain, and which are the religious rites which one should perform to attain Vaheguru, which is the true name by meditating on which this person could be enabled to cross this ocean of life successfully. कल में एक नाम कृपा निध जाहि जपै गत पावै और धर्मता कै समनाहिन एह विद वेद बतावै. In this age of Kaljug, it is only the true name of Vaheguru, who is the fountainhead of all grace and treasure of the nectar of true name, that is the greatest means of attaining God by reciting his true name, thus achieving salvation. Even the Vedas have spread out the same knowledge and message that nothing else could equal God's true name as means of true religion. Sukh dukh रहत सदा निर्ले पीजा को कहत गुसाई सो तुम ही में बसे निरंतर नानक दर्पण न्यायी. O Nanak, the God himself is never affected by worldly comforts or afflictions, as he is the master of the whole world and is not touched by worldly pleasures or sufferings. He abides within your heart, O human, and he could be seen within your heart as you can see an image within a mirror. Similarly, you could perceive Vaheguru also within yourself as he abides within your heart. Surat Mahalla Noma Mai mein keh bid lakho gusai Mahamoh gyan timar moh man rahe aur jhai raha. O my mother, how and with what means could I meet the true Vaheguru? My mind is fully engrossed in the worldly entanglements, being involved in the darkness of ignorance and worldly attachments. Pause. सगल जन्म परम ही परम खोयो, नह स्थिर मत पाए। बिख्या सकत रह्यो निस्बासर, न छूटी अधमाई। Deluded by the doubts, I've wasted my whole life. I've not obtained a stable intellect. I remain under the influence of corrupting sins night and day, and I have not renounced my wickedness. साध संग कबहू नहीं कीना, नह कीरत प्रभ गाई। जन नानक में नाहे को गुण, राख लियो सरनाई। Neither have I joined the company of holy saints, nor have I sung the praises of the true Master. O Nanak, I have not acquired any good qualities or performed any noble deeds. I have only taken refuge at the lotus feet of Vaheguru and would pray to him to safeguard my honor. Surat Mahalla Noma, Mai man mero bas nahe, निस बासुर बिखियन को तावत, कह बिदरो को ताहे। O my mother, my mind is not under my control. It wanders around in vicious thoughts or sinful actions. I pray to please tell me to stop this mind from such activities and wanderings, and what means should be adopted by me to control it. Pause. Ved Puran Simrit के मत सुन निमक नहीं बसावे, पर तन पर दारा स्यों रचियो, बिरथा जन्म सिरावे. My mind does not learn a bit from listening to the Vedas, Puranas or Simritis. In fact, being attracted towards others' wealth and others' beauties, this man wastes the human life in futile efforts. Madmaya ke bhayo bavaro, sujat ne kach jnana, kathi pitar bast niranjan, tako maram na jana. O my mind, being proud of your worldly possessions and egoism, this man does not listen to any reason and is hard of hearing, and has not acquired any knowledge, neither you have attained any secrets of Vaheguru who abides within your heart. जब ही सरन साध की आयो, दुर्मत सगल बिनासी, तब नानक चेत्यो चिंतामन, काटी जम की फांसी. When someone takes his support through the company of holy saints, one's mean mentality is washed away and purified. O Nanak, if we were to remember that God benefactor who bestows on us all the desires and hopes, our bondage of Yama's noose will also break open. Surat Mahalla Noma, रे नरे साची जी तार, सगल जगत है जैसे सुपना, बिन सत लगत न बार. O human, try to grasp the true description of the situation in your heart. This world is like a dream and it does not long for its destruction. Pause. बारू पीत बनाई रच पच, रहत नहीं दिन चार, तैसे ही सुख माया के, उर्जियो कहा गवार. Just as someone were to construct a wall of sand and use lot of means with great pains to complete it with great love, but this wall does not last long and falls within a short time. O foolish man, why are you so much engrossed in worldly pleasures, as these comforts are short-lived like the sand wall and will perish in no time? So it is no use getting attached to such pleasures which are short-lived. अजहू समझ कुछ बिगड़ो नाहिन, भजले नाम मुरार। कहो नानक निज मत साधन कहो पाख्यो तोय पुकार। Oh man, nothing is spoiled yet, and you could realize the truth, and you remember Vaheguru's true name that has destroyed the demon of egoism, like Lord Krishna destroying the demon Moor. O Nanak, I have explained the right path for your guidance, and have explained whatever was considered right by me, O human. सूरठ महला नौवा ए जगमीत न देखियो कोई। सगल जगत अपने सुख लाग्यो दुख में संग न होई रहाओ। This world is interested in its own comforts and pleasures, and there is no true friend to be seen around us. No one gives you company while you are in a bad time, and all behave like friends so long as their interests are satisfied. Pause. दारा मीत पूत संबंधी सगले तन स्यों लागे। जब ही निर्धन देखियो नरको संग छाड़ सब पागे। All your relatives, spouse, friends, your children are posing true love for you, but it is all due to your wealth that they show so much love for, and will desert you as soon as they find you without any money. कहो कहा ये आमन बौरे कोइन स्यों नेहु लगायो। दीनानाथ सकल पै पंजन जसता को बिसरायो। What should I tell this foolish mind which has developed affection for such things? O my mind, you have forgotten the praises and greatness of true God, who is the destroyer of fear complex of poor helpless, and is the master of all. स्वान पूछ ज्यों भयो न सुधो बहुत जतन में कीनो। नानक लाज बिरद की राखो नाम तुहारो लीनो। Like a dog's tail which will never straighten out, the mind will not change no matter how many things are tried. O Nanak, please, O Vaheguru, uphold the honor of your innate nature. I chant your name. Surat Mahalla Nova Manre Gahyo Naguru Pades Kaho Bhayo Jo Mund Mundayo Bhagavo Kino Pes Raha. O my mind, what is the use if a person has not realized Guru's message and his instructions, and has shaved his head off wearing the sadhu's garments of saffron color? Pause. Sach chad ke chuteh lagyo janam kharat khoyo kar par panch udar nij pokhyo pas ki nyai soyo. You have wasted this human form of life instead of leading a truthful life. You have gotten engrossed in worldly falsehood. You have been living the life of an animal by filling your belly with all sorts of wicked means and then sleeping most of the time. Ram bhajan ki gat nahi jani, maya haath bikana. उर्ज रह्यो बिखियन संग पौरा नाम रतन बिसराना. You have not realized or understood Vaheguru's worship any time, and you're always engrossed in worldly falsehood. You have forgotten Vaheguru's true name, the jewel of life, while you are always engulfed by vicious thoughts or sinful life. रहियो अचेत न चेत्यो गोविंद बिरथाओध सिरानी. कहो नानक हर बिरद पछानो पूले सदा परानी. The people, being forgetful of true name, they have wasted this life devoid of true name, while the lifespan is nearing its end. O Nanak, this human has always been forgetful of Vaheguru. O Vaheguru, you alone could enable all these sinners to cross this ocean successfully through your grace and your benevolence, as this human is bound to make mistakes. Surat Mahalla Noma, जो नर दुख में दुख नहीं माने, सुख स्नेह अर पै नहीं जाके, कंचन माटी माने रहा. Such person who does not feel the pinch of suffering while undergoing or facing afflictions, and who is not attached to the comforts of life full of pleasures, and who is neither having fear complex of any higher power in his mind or of death, and nor finds any difference between gold and dust, taking everything on the same equal value, is a real devotee of Vaheguru. Pause. Neh nindiya ne ustat jaake, lobh moh abhimana, harakh sog te rahe niyaro, nahe man apmana. Such a person does not indulge in talking ill or in backbiting of others, nor does this person indulge in the praises of others, and he is totally unaware of greed, worldly love, attachments, or egoism. Such a person is totally removed from happiness and does not feel dejected about anything. In fact, he does not distinguish between praise or slandering of others, as for this person everything has the same value. आसा मनसा सगल त्यागे, जगते रहे निरासा, काम क्रोध जह पर सै नाहिन, तह कट ब्रह्म निवासा. Such a person gets rid of all desires and hopes, and is always disinterested in worldly pleasures or attachments. This person inculcates the love of Vaheguru in one's heart, and vicious thoughts like wanton desires, anger, do not disturb him at all, with Vaheguru abiding within one's inner self, one's heart. गुर कृपा जय नर को कीनी, तहे जुगत पछानी, नानक लीन भयो गोविंद स्यो, जो पानी संग पानी. O Nanak, such people who are bestowed with Guru's grace, they realize the value of such a disciplined life, and they mingle with true God, just as water mingles with water and can never be separated from it. Surat Mahalla Noma, Pritam Jaan Leho Man Mahi, Apne Sukh Syo Hi Jag Fandeo, Ko Kahu Ko Nahi Rahao. O my dear friend, let us understand this clearly in our mind, that every person in the world is engrossed in finding comforts for leading this life, being under the influence of worldly falsehood, but the real fact is that no one is interested in any other person except their own desires. Pause. सुख में आन बहुत मिल बैठत, रहत चहु दिस के रै, विपत परी सब ही संग छाड़त, को नावत नेरै. During someone's favorable times, everyone gathers around that person from all sides, while during the adversity or bad times, no one comes near you for help, and everyone runs away from you, leaving you alone. कर की नार बहुत हित जास्यों, सदा रहत संग लागी, जब ही हंस तजी काया, Pret pret kar paagi. Even the spouse in the house with whom you were in great love and who was attached to you all the time runs away from you, calling your ghost as soon as the soul leaves your body at the time of your death. Eh bid ko byohar banyo hai, jasyo leh lagayo, अंत बार नानक बिन हर जी को काम न आयो. O brother, this is the way of this world. Thus everyone with whom you are devoted leaves you alone while in distress. O Nanak, nothing avails us at the time of death except the God's true name. So let us inculcate the love of this name in our hearts. सूरठ महला पहला अष्टपदियाँ चौथ के एक ओंकार सतगुर प्रसाद दुबिदा न पढ़ो हर बिन होर न पूजो मड़े मसान न जाई तृष्णा राज न पर कर जावा तृष्णा नाम भुजाई कर पीतर कर गुरु दिखाया सहज रते मन पाए तू आपे दाना आपे बीना तू दे वह मत साई. I do not study the books that take away my mind from Vahiguru's true name. I never worship any other power except for Vahiguru. I never visit any tombs or graveyards, paying obeisance to them. I have never sought the support of another power except God, though engrossed in worldly desires, and have extinguished the fire of my worldly desires by realizing the value of His true name. We are always immersed in love of God in the state of equipoise, having perceived His presence within our inner selves, thus developing the love of God in the heart, having attained self-realization. O Vahiguru, you are always knowing our inner thoughts, being omniscient, and you're always watching our actions, and we are made to function according to the guidance provided by Vahiguru's will. मन बैराग रतो बैरागी शब्द मन बेधया मेरी माई अंतर ज्योत निरंतर बाणी साचे साहिब स्यों लिवलाई Rahao. O my mother, I am always leading a life of detachment, being aloof from worldly pleasures, as I have got enamored with Guru's word. Vahiguru's light of knowledge has enlightened my mind and soul, and I am imbued with the love of Vahiguru through Guru's word. Gurbani. Pause. असंख बैरागी कहे बैराग सो बैरागी जे खसमै पावै हृदय शब्द सदा पै रचिया गुर की कार कमावै एको चेतै मनुआ ना डोलै तावत वरज रहावै सहजे माता सदा रंग राता साचे के गुण गावै. There are innumerable people leading a life of detachment who give discourses on detachment, but the true sad one whom Vahiguru is pleased with, such person who has inculcated love of Guru's word in one's heart serves the Guru, being imbued with the love and in wonder awe of Vahiguru. Such a person remembers Vahiguru by controlling the wandering mind and remains immersed in his love and knowledge effortlessly and sings the praises of Vahiguru, imbued with the love of God all the time. Manua paun bind sukhvasi naam vasai sukh pai jeba netra sotra sachrate jal buji tujhe bujhai आस निरास रहे बैरागी निज कर ताड़ी लाई विख्या नाम रजे संतोखी अमृत सहज पियाई. The mind is like a wind, but if it comes to rest in peace, even for an instant, then one shall abide in peace of the Naam, O siblings of destiny. One's tongue, eyes, and ears imbued with truth, O God, then you quench the fires of desire. In hope, the renunciate remains free of all hopes. In the home of one's own inner self, the renunciate remains absorbed in the trance of deep meditation. He remains content, satisfied with the charity of the Naam, and drinks in the ambrosial Amrit with ease. दुविधा विच बैराग न होवी, जब लग दूजी राय. सब जग तेरा तू एको दाता, अवर न दूजा पाई. मनमुख जंत दुख सदा निवासी, गुरमुख देव वड्याई. अपर पार गम गोचर, कहने कीम न पाई. There is no renunciation in duality as long as there is even a particle of duality. The whole world is yours, O Vaheguru. You alone are the giver. There is no one else, O siblings of destiny. The self-will Manmukh dwells in misery forever, while the God bestows greatness upon the Gurmukhs. Vaheguru is infinite, endless, inaccessible, and unfathomable. His worth cannot be described. सुन समाद महापुरम रथ तीन पवन पतनामम. मस्तक लेख जिया जग जोनी, सिर सिर लेख सहामम. कर्म सुकर्म कराए आपे आपे भगत दृढ़ामम. मन मुख जूठ लहै पैमानन, आपे ज्ञान गामम. That Vaheguru himself causes them to do good and bad deeds. He himself makes them steadfast in devotional worship. The filth of their mind and mouth is washed off when they live in the fear of God. The inaccessible God himself blesses them with spiritual wisdom. जिन चाखिया से साध जानन, जो गूंगे मिठियाई. अकथय का क्या कथिय पाई, चालो सदा रजाई. गुरदाता मेले तामत होवै, निगरे मत नकाई. ज्यों चलाए त्यों चालह पाई, होर क्या खो करे चतुराई. Only such who taste it knows the sweetness, like the mute who eats the candy and only can smile. How can I describe the indescribable, O siblings of destiny? I shall follow his will forever. If one meets with the Guru, then one understands. Those who have no Guru, they cannot understand this. As Vaheguru causes us to act, so do we act. O siblings of destiny, what other clever tricks can anyone try? एक परम भुलाए एक भगति राते, तेरा खेल पारा. जित तुध लाए ते हा फल पाया, तू हुक्म चलावण हारा. सेवा करी जे किछ होवै, अपना जियो पिंड तुम्हारा. सतगुर मिलिया कृपा कीनी, अमृत नाम धारा. Some are deluded by doubt, while others are imbued with devotional worship. Your play is infinite and endless. As you engage them, they receive the fruits of their rewards. You alone are the one who issues your commands. I would serve you if anything were my own. My soul and body are all yours. One who meets with the true Guru by his grace takes the support of ambrosial Naam. गगनंतर वासया गुण पर गासया, गुण में ज्ञान ध्यानन. नाम मन पावै कहे कहावै तत्तो तत् वखानन शब्द गुर पीरा गहिर कबीरा बिन शब्द जग बौरानन पूरा बैरागी सहज सुभागी सच नानक मन मानन. That Vaheguru is pervading all over the world, having created it through the combination of 5 elements. When we inculcated his virtues in the heart, we got enlightened by imbibing his love in the heart through Guru's guidance. Such people who are imbued with the love of God, they recite true name themselves and enable others as well to repeat true name, viewing his virtues and his secrets. Such people become more involved and focused on Vaheguru through the Guru's teachings, as without Guru's guidance, the whole world is behaving madly. O Nanak, such people who are imbued with the love of Vaheguru and lead a detached life, they are truly fortunate and they are predestined by God's will. सूरठ महला पहला तित की आशा मनसा बंदनी पाई कर्म धर्म बंधकारी पाप पुण्य जग जाया पाई बिन से नाम विसारी एह माया जग मोहनी पाई कर्म सभे बेकारी. The worldly desires and hopes always keep man engrossed in bondage, and even the virtuous deeds of religious types always keep one tied down to this worldly falsehood only. This world is always engulfed by the so-called considerations of sins or virtuous deeds, and this human is born with the same thoughts of sins and finally faces death, forgetting the real worth of the true name of Vaheguru. O brother, this worldly charm is so powerful and enticing that the whole world is engaged in vicious thoughts or sinful actions, and this man spends life in futile efforts. सुन पंडित कर्माकारी जित कर्म सुख उपजय पाई सो आत्म तत् विचारी रहाओ. O Pandit, you are always engrossed in false formal practices of showing off, so listen to me carefully. One should perform such actions in his life which bring peace and solace to the mind, and one should engage himself in such contemplations which bring spiritual bliss, the real aim of life. Pause.